Hi, good morning. My name is Andreas, and today I want to show you how I plant my first Syntropic patch with some loquat trees. So enjoy! So here's the area that I want to plant my first Syntropic patch. It is below a cherry tree that I recently felled because it was very old and was in danger to just crack down on me. So I felled it and I've taken all the branches apart and placed them a bit on the ground. So now I was thinking to just use all that mulch and material that is gonna rot down over the years to plant a couple of fruit trees and shrubs, support species in between, and just make use of this patch. As you can see that there's a lot of bramble or blackberry already growing around and out of it. And I think that's actually a good thing, which will protect the trees and shrubs that are being planted like a natural fence. I'm trying to clear the area where I want to plant the tree to dig out a hole, and it's a bit overgrown with brambles, so I need to cut them and free the area also from these small logs and branches so I can actually dig a proper hole that is big enough. Here's a close-up of what the soil looks like in here. It's pretty heavy, compacted clayish soil, and that's from the decades of cows just being running around here. But what I'm happy to see is that there is actually some earthworms while I'm digging in here. So ideally, I think I would need some amendments for this planting hole so that it's a bit more pervious to water and more airy. Like sand would be great, but I don't have a lot of sand. So I think I'm going to use some biochar, some charcoal that is left over from some fires that I used to do, and maybe compost and a bit of forest soil that will help increase the life in this hole for the tree. So I finished the plant hole, I've opened it up, and now I brought these amendments, which here we have leaf mold, which looks like this, which is just the top layer of some forest soil, or leaf mold, the litter that's just dropping on top, and a little bit of soil underneath. This is full of microorganisms and fungi, so I want to inoculate the plant hole and the soil with that, and also give the roots of the plant some microbes to work with. So that's going in. Not much, just like a hand or two or so, just to inoculate. Then here we have biochar, so I'm also gonna add a little bit of that, also more for aeration. And then we have the loquat that I've grown from seed. These have been sitting, well, this is 1 year old, and I just wanted to get it into the ground now because it's going into fall, so I wanted to still take root in the soil before it goes into dormant season in winter. Okay, I need to mix this first a little bit. So put a little bit of that soil back. Just mixing it a little bit with the spade. A little bit more soil in here. such a clayey loam soil. Look at that. It's like you can mold it. To a donut. I'm gonna add a little bit more leaf mold on top around it, so I can go and interact with the roots a little bit better because it's so full of clay here. All right. As for the support species, I would like to plant comfrey, which I dug up in the garden. That looks like this, some nice lush comfrey. I just uprooted it a bit and left the leaves on. I'm gonna chop them off so you can use that as mulch for later. And I would just plant it right next to it. So I've dug a hole here already. Can split it apart even. Look at these nice roots. Hope it's gonna sprout back. Hope it's gonna come back really nice. Like that. And then we're just gonna mulch all the leaves and some more organic material. Now I also want to give it a good shower with water, although it rained last night and it's also going to rain the next few days. I just want to give them a good arrival and also to settle the soil so there is no air pockets. As for the other support species that I want to plant, I dug up some raspberry whips that I was having growing in the garden as well, and they needed to be transplanted, and I would like to grow them here right next to it. Now I think it could still use a little bit more mulch, so I'm going to collect a little bit of the twigs and the leaves that have fallen down and accumulated here and put it onto the tree, around the tree and the raspberry. Right, so now there's a nice ring of wood all around it, all around the plants, and there's so much wood, yeah, in a bigger circle all around. But for this to work really well, the wood should be covered and mulched as well, so it stays really moist and rots down fast. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. I've cut these cardoons and spread them all around a bit on the wood. Up there is not yet covered, but I'm gonna go on and find some more stuff and also cover that so it's all nice and rotting. And as a part of this maintenance of a syntropic garden, you need to kind of pulse it. That means you go and chop the plants around it to give it some growth impulse. And I thought I would be doing that with the brambles that are growing all around it and that are gonna grow up. So those are also my support species that I want to use in order to mulch the ground, but also in order to give growth impulse to the fruit tree. So since I don't have that many support species plants at my disposal, I thought I would just plant a couple of seeds that I've been collecting last few weeks. And this is what they look like. They're from the area, from around here. There's some shrubs, some trees that I collected and I've dried in the attic, which you can see here. Elderberry, ash, maple, sloe, spindle, eucalypt, dogwood, hawthorn, peach, apricot, birch, laurel, sea buckthorn. I would just spread them around the tree and see what comes out. And then when they come out, I would prune them and trim them so they can support the tree that is growing there and also create a better soil all around. So here is what one of these seed nests looks like, a mix of all the local seeds from trees and shrubs, just put on the ground in a hole and then covered a little bit with some soil and some mulch so it can sprout easily and naturally as it would normally. So that's it for today. So much for my first syntropic food forest planting with the loquat tree and the raspberry and all the other support species. Part of the thing is that it's going to require management in order to work, and I'm gonna see how the seeds are gonna come out that I've planted. I'm gonna do a follow-up video of this when there's progress that I can show you. I hope this was useful. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.